I'm Luis Verzegnassi, and I lead one of the businesses here in healthcare. I lead the services business at a global level. And I'm also the Chief Diversity Officer for the company globally. So I am naturally, or originally, I should say, from Brazil, São Paulo, Brazil, and have just, moved in with my family here to the area. I'm living in the suburbs of Milwaukee. And I joined the company 10 years ago as the service lead for LATAM, and then spent some time here in the US, then was back in the region to lead the Brazil operation, and then my last role before this one was the CEO for the Latin American region. I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you for watching this video, and I just want to say that we want to continue to partner with companies and other institutions from the Milwaukee area when it comes to inclusion and diversity. Thank you. What are some immediate practical goals you have set out for GE Healthcare in terms of I&D? What we have established our strategy in a few areas that we want to promote within the company. Some of them are internal, some of them are external. On the internal front, what we want to do is to look at the processes around hiring, around development, and retention. We are mapping those processes. We are identifying what are the key performance indicators for each one of those processes so that we can start working with the management team on how do we move the needle towards a more diversified workforce. When I look into this, I see as a leadership accountability discussion. So I&D is not about a sprint, it's about a marathon. So we always say that we are in a journey. And then on the external front, how do we partner with great, good external partners for the I&D cause? And how do we promote I&D and attract talent to our company through our affinity networks? So these groups, we have this employee resource groups in GE Healthcare, and the plan is to leverage from those great groups and the work that they do so that we can attract more diversified talent, diverse talent to our company. How do we know as an organization if we are being successful in achieving I&D? What does that look like? So first, we need to establish targets. In GE, we are very disciplined around results and targets, and we have set those targets for the company. First, we want to increase the representation of the global female talent in leadership positions, and also we want to increase representation of the underrepresented minorities in the US for leadership levels. So with that in mind, we started to map the processes surrounding inclusion and diversity to create and see the other KPIs, the other metrics that we have. So I think by establishing good metrics and targets to improve, we will see this moving forward. What we want for the future is a more balanced workforce where different perspectives are seen, and we can create an environment to foster innovation and foster great teamwork and people relations as well. That's been your strategy when working with multicultural teams and or groups. So first, establish the ground rules for the group. So if this group is diverse, multicultural, we want to learn from each other. So a big piece of I&D, inclusion and diversity, is education. And you learning about others, other backgrounds, the multicultural aspects of those backgrounds. And by doing so, you're going to get educated in those. And obviously, you're going to start to be more empathetic to those groups, right? So sharing experiences, sharing education is really important. So that's number one. Number two, the notion of brainstorming and tristorming. So at the end of the day, what we want is to promote a more balanced workforce because we believe that diverse backgrounds and diverse cultures will generate more innovation, more creativity, and more customer satisfaction and shareholder value. So how do we do that? By welcoming everyone and in sharing their perspectives around a project or an idea or a process or a system that we want to implement. So these are some of the things that I have been doing, and so far it's been successful that way. Have you seen teams with a high CQ, and what were your observations, positive and negative? Look, the ones that are more effective, if you will, are the ones that embrace the diverse line of thought. So, in other words, people that are open minds and open hearts to listen to others. So they practice good listening skills. They challenge in a positive way. Okay, so you experienced this, but I have seen a different perspective. So, and then there's this rich exchange of information. So these are the ones that really excel in my mind. So a lot of listening and also a lot of openness to discuss, the different aspects of one specific item, from different platforms and backgrounds. Things can go wrong when you have bias along the way, right? When you don't realize that others can help you in your own journey and education. And bias can be in the form of unconscious bias, which is one that requires more time and a structure to actually deconstruct along the way. So people that do not first recognize that and do not have a self-assessment of the situation might not be able to get into, eliminating or mitigating that bias. Or this is not something that we can promote actually and accept in our company. So this is when things can go wrong. But most of the times I see things going more right than wrong.